Hello everyone and welcome to episode 5 of this chess puzzle series in which I have 6 random puzzles for you to solve. And just remember, a little bit of puzzle solving every day, studying tactics, will help improve your chess. Alright, so this first problem is white to move here. So what would you do in this position? And if at any time you need more time to think, just pause the video. So take a look at this and what do you think white should do here? This one is a little bit easier. I'll start off with 2 easy ones and then go into a little bit harder puzzles. But hopefully you'll be able to solve all of them. All right. If you need more time, pause the video. If not, let's take a look. All right. So it is a mate in 1. So hopefully you found that. And here we see the best move is just queen to g8 mate here. So sometimes these long queen moves are a little tricky to find. So just remember that in your own games. Many times you can be surprised by a long queen move that is a check or a checkmate. So keep an eye out for those. But queen to g8 here is the best move with mate, as the bishop cuts off these other escape squares and the queen checks and mates the king. All right, let's move on to the next problem here. All right. Puzzle number 2. Okay. Once again, it's white's turn to move. And it looks like black is ahead in material, but white has the move here. And black is also attacking white's queen. So take a look at this, and what would you play here as white? All right, if you need more time, pause the video. If not, let's see what the answer is here. All right, it is a mate in 1 once again. So hopefully you found that. Not too difficult. Let's see here. The best move is knight to f6 with an immediate mate. You could have played queen takes f3, and that shows that would put white ahead slightly. But hopefully you found the immediate win with a knight to f6 here, which is a double discovered mate, as the queen is checking and the knight is checking at the same time. So this is a very powerful tactic if you get a chance to use this whenever you have a piece lined up on the king, but another piece is in between, such as this knight, and you're able to move the piece out of the way with a discovered check, but also checking with the knight at the same time. All right, well, I hope you found that little double discovered mate there. All right, let's take a look at the next problem. All right. Okay, so here once again, white to move. And if we take a look at this, white is winning. White has extra material, a rook versus these 2 pawns. But right now, if it were black's move, he could capture this rook, and then these pawns could possibly well, actually, I take that back. He cannot capture that, because if it were black's move and he would capture that rook, well, then there would be a possibility of a mate here. So take a look at this with white to move. What would you play? All right, pause if you need more time. If not, let's take a look at this. So this is it's showing a mate in 3 here. And if I turn on the lines, it looks like rook to b4 here is the move that they want. So if we take rook to b4, this is still attacking the queen. So it looks like after the computer recommends capturing, but then the queen could just capture with b4, and then now what? The king can only go to d1 as both of these pawns cannot move. So if king to d1, then we have queen to d2 mate here. So an interesting variation there. If we go back to the beginning and just take a look at that. So something to watch out for in an endgame is if you have your opponent's king surrounded by pieces, but also he's limited on his moves, as his pawns are both blocked, so they can't move. And if the king would try to move here, I don't know, there's just a checkmate with the queen to d2. Anyway, so look out for possible mating attacks whenever you severely limit your opponent's available moves. So this was kind of an interesting little checkmating problem. All right, let's move on to the next one here. All right, problem number 4. Okay, so white to move here, and what do you think white should do in this position? So take a look at it, pause the video if you need more time. If not, let's find the answer. All right, so another mate in 2 problem. Here, it looks like the best move, now there are other options. A king move could be played here, but knight to e3 is the quickest way to go for the win here. And white is already winning with this extra material, but white has to be careful because black is trying to get a stalemate here, as he can't move his bishop, his pawn can't move, and the king is limited on what he can do. He could capture either of these knights, but it looks like after knight to e3, then we have the king very limited on what he can do. The only move available is king takes h1, and then after queen takes g2 we have mate. So once again, white used the technique of severely limiting the available squares that the king can run to, and he used that to his advantage to corner the king and deliver mate. All right, let's take a look at the next problem here. All right, chess puzzle number 5. Okay, here we have white to move. Take a look at it and see what you think is the best move in this position. So if we look at the pieces, is it even here? We have 5 pawns to 5. Black does have the bishop pair, and his bishop is under attack by this pawn. So it looks like white could just go ahead by capturing this bishop here. So that's one option. But see if you can find white's best move here. Once again, if you need more time, pause the video. If not, let's see the answer. So another mate in 2. So how would you go about delivering this mate in 2 now that you know it is a mate in 2? All right, let's take a look. Okay, so there are other mates that can be delivered, but the quickest way to win here is with knight to f6 check here. And what this does is release the bishop here, which was blocked by the knight. So it allows this bishop to have a line up here on f7, which many times the f pawn can be a weak spot in your opponent's defenses. So now the bishop and the queen are eyeing this. So also the knight delivers check. So that really limits the options on what black can do. If the king were to just try to move, then the immediate mate with queen to f7. And also after a capture here, let's see, capture, well then we have the queen delivering mate here anyway, because the rook on h1 is cutting off any escape, and of course the queen is protected by that bishop. All right, I hope you found that, and let's take a look at the final puzzle on this video today. All right, chess puzzle number 6. All right, once again it's white's turn to move here, and what is his best move? And here black is ahead quite a bit in material, +5. So white needs to do something here, as he is just down in material. So take a look at this and see if you can figure out what is the best move for white in this position. All right, pause the video if you would like more time. If not, let's take a look. All right, once again a mate in 2. So all of these were checkmate puzzles today. I'll do some more of these videos if everyone enjoys them, and maybe in the future videos I'll try and mix it up more and do some tactical problems other than just checkmates. That way it might be a little trickier for you. But hopefully you found this mate in 2. All right, let's take a look at it. So in this position, it looks like queen just capturing here on e7 would put white ahead by plus 2.61 according to the computer evaluation. But why even bother with that when there's a mate available? But it may have been tricky to find this mate, as it begins with a queen sacrifice, and those are hard to see sometimes. But when you're trying to solve tactical problems, even in games as well, you should always look for the most forcing moves first. And queen takes h7 is definitely forcing, as the only option available is to just capture this queen. But now this allows the bishop to move out of the way and deliver a mate here by the rook. So bishop has to move to g5. If the bishop would have moved up along this diagonal, then this bishop on e7 would have been able to capture the rook here. So it was important that the bishop move here to g7, or excuse me, g5, sorry, which also blocks the queen from being able to move to h5 and block this rook. So whenever a king is in check, there are 3 options. The king can try and run, which he cannot do here because all the squares are blocked or covered around the king. The king can try and capture the attacker, which this bishop could have attacked, or excuse me, could have captured the attacking rook, but now that the bishop has blocked that, it is not possible. And the third option is to just block the attacker, which this queen would have been able to do, but once again this bishop is blocking the queen. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed these little chess puzzles and were able to solve them. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to leave comments or suggestions. And have a great day, everyone. Thank you.